we're going to different people's houses and showing up at that. This is so unscripted. I was not expecting, but I think this needs to be heard, be known, that while we're going to all these people's houses, my baby starts her cycle at a whole member's house. And it's like, and we didn't even leave, bruh. We got her what she needed, but we didn't leave. Too busy entertaining the people when at the end of the day.
Our brand represented neglecting our children.
Come on, man. But that, and I had to apologize about that. I had to apologize. I'm that parent. I'm going to apologize.
I want to say this because watch this here, right?
Man.
If we thought that our brand will eventually benefit our kids, we taught our brand to neglect our kids.
Hello.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you decide to listen to us.
Good morning. Welcome to Unscripted Podcast with Clyde and Tonya. Make sure you like and share all of that great stuff as we get ready to rock out today with a topic. Thank you for the new followers. Thank you for everybody that's rocking out. Thank you to Daniel Mayman for being a part of our podcast and joining us. Hey, we got other people that we're bringing on because we need to talk about some stuff. But yeah,
can't wait for when we do bring on this other person. It was supposed to have been today recorded, but holidays shifted around, and so we rescheduled it. But it's a good topic that we're going to bring. I won't do a spoiler alert or anything like that, but I definitely want y'all to keep tuning in because this next topic is something that all of us need to talk about. So she'll be coming next time, and we're working, like you say, other people to come in with us.
Yeah, you might have to move up your mic. You know, you talk low.
No, I think I'm good. I don't like it to cover my face up.
Oh, you know, yeah. Me either. But look, so we're going to be talking, husband. I think one of the things, we built a brand, and with us building this brand, we built it from the ground up, Hardens Enterprise Services, LLC. Yeah. This year, 6 years.
Man, crazy, man.
Crazy. 6 years. We're just 6 years old in this game and just learning life. I mean, if you saw other videos, we talked about how we went from homeless to 7-figure company and all of that. But I think one of the major topics that thank Deb again for this great topic, right? That what we're talking about today is really the danger of building the brand with the family, without the family, or something like that. What is it?
The danger of building the brand before the household.
Yeah, before the household.
And before we jump in, I want to say also, man, this has been a long journey, 6-year journey. We've learned a lot. Anybody that is looking to start a business, a shameless plug, I wouldn't recommend doing it alone.
Yeah.
That's why we talked about in another podcast about the Lions Den. We do have a Lions Den, a place where we encourage entrepreneurs to come in and really learn what you don't know. And you know me, if you listened to me last week, I'm very critical of our African-American constituents, in which you are one of my African-American constituents, unless you're not. But, I'm very hard on us because we always pride over purpose. We won't work with our purpose and build our purpose because we're too prideful. And one thing I learned, man, you need a community in doing business. And so you don't know what you don't know. You think you know a lot, but just because you know 2 or 3 things, I promise you, we've been doing business for 6 years. We still don't know anything.
Yeah.
This much compared to a mountain of stuff we don't know don't mean anything. So what we do know, we like to share it. So like I said, I just want to say a shameless plug that we would love to anyone who's out there who want to join the Lions Den, hit the comments below, say I'm interested in the Lions Den. We give you information about it, but it's a community where we do business together. We contract out one another. We train one another. We expose each other to funding opportunities. We all about growing each other. So
and get ready for something big that we're doing this weekend. I'm excited for networking. So if you're seeing it, it's probably already passed. But for networking, so super excited about that opportunity where we're bringing in Chase. We're bringing in People Fund. We're bringing in people that we didn't partner with and got what you call OPM, which is other people's money. So we believe in using other people's money versus our own and letting ours stay in there for leverage so that we could be able to gain assets. and continue to grow. So I think that part is important. So we're gonna bring them in as they share, and these are the same people that we've been with before,
Yeah.
as well as TDCJ,
Yes.
which is in Texas. It's the Texas Department of Criminal Justice that's here in Texas. But even them coming to be a part of this, and Prairie View A&M.
Yeah.
Also, they were the
PV.
ones that got us off and got us started. And I believe all of that
I
just
saw Dendra do something with the whatever the PV is. She did something.
she
I know she did.
While she watching this video right
Watching
now,
the video,
I
yeah.
believe that. But even with that, it's one of those, I can see her cut, yeah. But even with that, even just dropping those names and not necessarily name dropping, but actually really giving you the fullness of man 6 years ago. And now we just had a conversation with Chase, getting other opportunities with them, Deb, like I'm like, Lord, this it's so many opportunities, and that's what we teach in the den. Is there's so many opportunities out here to work and partner with the major companies that have been doing this for years. But I would say this is that I think if we would have built it this first, we probably wouldn't have made it
No,
as a family. I don't.
no.
I think we're so busy now, and I really don't think we could have did it with the girls being smaller. Do you? What you think?
Listen, I think back. God does everything for a reason, but I
Hmm.
don't want to get too spiritually deep. I think we were spiritually deep on the last couple of
I know, right?
podcasts. But I never forget this here, and my buddy might be watching. I don't want to call you out by name, but I think if I tell the story, you know who you are. Worked at GE and all the time, and my buddy came in. I mentioned his name on the podcast before. You know, I don't want. I would say your name any other time, but I don't want to put you out there. So, but anyways, my buddy came into my office every day. He would talk about getting a position in GE, but not just that. He talked about his business,
Hmm.
and he would always talk about his business, right? And I would always ask him, "How's your marriage?"
Yeah.
And oh yeah, 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 yeah. And he said, I'm working on that, but but this is about my business, da da da. And I
Mhm.
come back to him, but how's your marriage?
Mhm.
Because even in ministry we talk about this all the time, how you don't want to build a mega ministry with a storefront marriage.
Mhm.
I believe, and I think that's the problem, I believe every marriage, if you're an entrepreneur, even if your wife or your husband don't decide to be in the business, you need them. So
Mm.
me being married, building my brand at the cost of my marriage,
Mm.
is not just losing my marriage, it's also losing my brand.
Yeah, I think even for a single person,
Yeah.
that if you're busy building your brand and you're forgetting about family at home, like when those kids grow up or when they are at a certain age and you're not making them a part of what you're building, you kind of lose it. I
Yeah.
believe that if we would have, because we went another route with this particular topic, it's like we learned how to build the brand and build the family.
We'll talk about that because I don't think a lot of people know what brand is, right? I think a lot of people think about brand and
Logo.
business as
Yeah.
interchangeable.
Mhm.
Even logo, people think logo is
Yeah.
interchangeable to brand.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about, in your thought, what brand is, what really brand is when it comes down to business.
Brand, when it comes down to business, it is what you build without your name. You know what I'm saying? It is something that you're building to turn it into its own identity and to what it's designed to do. When you think of Harden Enterprise, even though it's our last name, Harden, but it's like, hey, people say, okay, Harden Enterprise, I want to be a part of Harden Enterprise. Or if someone says BAM, they're not saying Tonya and BAM, they're saying BAM program. Hey, I'm a part of the BAM program. It becomes its own identity, its own brand, its own thing outside of you. Even though you may be the founder, you may be the person that created it, it becomes you. It's like building a church. We built our church from the ground up, but New Destiny has its own brand.
Yeah.
It's its own name, its own identity, and it's not, I'm a part of Clyde and Tonya, I'm a part of New Destiny.
Yeah.
So it's building that to where you don't make it about you, but you make it about the actual brand of what you're building, to where no matter what, it's like people had Sanderson County Outreach Committee. Most people don't even know who is the founder of that, or when we go to the events and they don't even know, they're like, oh, I had no idea until y'all said something that y'all were over the SJ. That's a brand. That's a brand that when you leave here today, that brand moves on without you.
Yeah.
And that's power in that brand.
As you were saying that, I was picturing somebody. If you listen to me, right, building a brand is like this here, right? Without you even trying, Picture yourself stopping everything you're doing. And I'm going to spend the next 10 years building this brand that we're going to turn in, that we're going to do business in. We're going to build this brand we're going to do business in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say 10 years from now, you look up and you didn't get married, you didn't have kids, you don't have friends, you know, you made some compromising decisions, you cut some corners, you know, you may have, you know, took a little too much money, or you may have, you know, made some bad decisions, right? At the end of the 10 years, when you get through, that brand gonna represent that. It's gonna represent your singleness. It's gonna represent, you know, your loneliness. It's gonna represent everything you are. It's gonna reflect you.
Right.
So your brand reflects you. So if your brand is bad, it reflects you. If your brand is good, it reflects you. So are you willing to build something that look like you, but you're not happy with how you look? Because no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
if we would have built Hard Enterprise,
Mm-hmm.
being away from church, being away from our kids, being away from, you know, family and friends, once we got through with the brand, who was going to celebrate it with us?
That part today, Jesus. It's that part for me. It's almost like, and I heard Pastor Keon Henderson say this. He said it's like you build this thing and you look back and there's no one that's a part of it. That's not, if you building this thing and nobody is really a part of what you're building, it doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
build it. It you know, it's like you're building in vain. You can build all day, but when nobody's a part of what you're building, that's like, I thank God we looked up today, Brother Devin. We got 10 employees, man.
Including
10
Brother
W.
D over
Come
here at
on
the
here. Woo,
side.
woo. We was like, hold up.
HE
We
in the
got
house.
AT got 10 W-2 employees. Now we got a whole bunch of subcontractors, but we got W-2 employees that are a part of this brand.
Yeah.
Picture us building all of this and nobody is a part of it.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to brand, people are all about the brand, the brand, the brand, the brand. No, if you're going to build something, you want it to become its identity even when you're not here.
Yeah.
Even though the brand is here, we can still go on vacation and this is still going
Yeah.
no matter what. We can, you know, go have us a spa day and it's still running because people are a part of what we're building.
That's it.
And I think that part is important. So now, while you're building it though, this is the thing. You're building this brand, and you're focus of trying to, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, so busy chasing the paper, you forget the purpose of what you're doing. And that's where you leave your family behind because you're so focused. And I've been there before, so I can talk about this. You're so focused on chasing the paper, making money. It's about money. I got to make money. I promise you, I hate to tell you this, shameless plug, you're not going to make any.
No.
I'm so sorry.
And whatever
You
you
will
make,
not.
you're gonna lose it.
You're going to lose it. It's going to be like holes in your pocket because it's focused on, I got to make this money, man, got to make this money, man. It's about making money and not doing purpose.
Yeah.
And I did that before until where it was holes in my pocket. I didn't see any residual income. I hope I said that right.
Mhm.
I didn't see any revenue. I didn't see any of that. And it wasn't until I got focused and I made a brand for BAM program that it became its own identity
That's it.
away from me.
Even when you talk about that, right? It's so funny, right? You're talking about building brand
Mm-hmm.
inadequately at the cost of everything around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never forget, you know, we've been in ministry now. This year is 16 years. Been pastoring a church for 16 years. So excited about it, right? When we started out, we start building this brand called New Destiny Fellowship Church. And I say that specifically. We built this brand called New Destiny Fellowship Church. And maybe 10 years after building it, what did it represent? It represented us leaving our kids and not really being there for our kids. It represented us really not being there with our family.
Oh, that's so good.
It represented us, you know, harboring people and trying to control people. Just while we're building it, you don't get a chance to rewrite after what you wrote. It's like I would tell people, don't tell me how to think. It's too late. I already thought it. Once you get through making this, one thing, I'm a baker. When I make a cake, if I forget the eggs and I put it in the oven, Devin, I can't take the cake apart and put the eggs in.
No.
I missed the ingredient.
Yeah.
And if someone takes that cake, I will be judged forever buy that one cake by then.
Ah,
No
that's
matter
so
how many
good.
good cakes I make after
Yes,
that,
so
right?
good. Yeah.
So here we are, new destiny. We had really good intentions. We was gonna fix a lot of stuff later, but right now we got to build this church, quote unquote, brand, and we got to get people at any cost. We got to hold people at any cost.
We got to
So
hold them accountable
hold
to
them
the high
accountable.
call of the Lord.
We ran behind them. We was at their houses, and we built this brand that we thought was a good church because we had over 300 members in this church. 300 members. On Easter, we were sitting 350. On Sundays that wasn't Easter, we were sitting 2 to 250 on a Sunday in Cold Spring, Texas. Look it up if you don't know where you are. Cold Spring, Texas. That is unheard of. First Baptists may get it, Methodists may get it, but not many, ethnicities of our color is holding that many people. So we thought we was king on the earth. But we built this business, we built this brand of a church on, neglecting our children, neglecting one another, neglecting our family, being there too much for the church, overcompensating for people, struggling but just moving. And we looked up 10 years later and it all come crashing down because we built the brand around unhealthy pretenses.
And thinking you're doing right. And so I think
But
that's
I want
really.
to say something. I want to
Go
finish
ahead.
because so pardon, when we got to that point and we knew the only way we can go forward, we had to tear it all down.
Facts.
No longer was New Destiny Fellowship Church. We became New Destiny Church.
Right.
Same church, but new identity.
New idea, new logo, new everything. new, everything new. It was new all over again. So I say this is that even in the building, we didn't know. And I think this is really who this is for. This is that person that nobody really taught you or taught us how to build something from the ground up. Yes, we learned from our bishop. We learned from, you learn from people on YouTube. But what I'm finding out, Devin, on this YouTube thing, some people be out here lying because they be buying their subscribers. They be buying and I heard y'all say that on the podcast. Like they buying their people. Like this is not what this is. I promise you. Like at the end of the day, we try to be as real, as raw as possible. Hello. We got to be as real. I'm sorry, our daughter walked through. We try to be real as possible. You see that unscripted moment? That was so real.
And listen, we don't want to build this podcast not talking to our children. We
Right.
If y'all sitting there, my baby come first. If she say, "Daddy, I'm coming." Matter of fact, one day we was recording. My baby had a whole wreck, hit a tree. We shut the podcast down. Went out there and checked on my baby.
When I checked on my baby, we literally is building this and understanding this. Like when we say unscripted, we are literally saying like we're teaching you from experience and what we've done, because the Bible says we're delivered by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. And this is like our testimony, man. We built this brand. We know what it's like to build a brand and lead your family, and lead your family out of it and not allowing them to be a part of what you're building. I would never forget this, Brother Devin. My daughter came to me one day and I asked this question. I said, what can we do different? What is it that mama and daddy, I had them all, we have what you call family day where we have a conversation, like everybody come in the living room, no TV, no nothing. So I have a question. What can mama and daddy do different? What have we done to scar you? And I got it from an older couple that I was working with. And I asked that question and my baby said these words, and I'm not going to cry on this thing. I'm not going to do it. My baby said these words. I said, what can we do, or what have we done, and what can we do different? And she said, well, one of the things that you've done, and it was my oldest, she said, one of the things you guys have done is like y'all treat the people different at church than how y'all treat us. Woo, Brother Devin. I'm like, oh my gosh. She says, like y'all treat them different than how y'all treat us.
We built the church on top of our kids.
Yeah.
Instead of building the church around our kids.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. It just makes me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Like every time it's like, you make mistakes like that. I'm glad I talked to them because I saw their distance. The reason why I had this conversation was because of the distance of my children, but I didn't know why. Yeah. I think it's very important as parents, single, married, to have conversations with your children so that you can become a better parent. Yeah. I would have never known that my babies felt that way. And then after one said it, the other started to explain. about some things that we were doing as parents. That was wrong. Don't worry about it. See, one thing about crying, I don't care. When you cry, it's better for them tears to just go on and fall so you can, it's purifying. But I say that to say, I regret that, but I thank God for the character building for that moment because it made me and my children so much closer today because of that one conversation. And I made a decision as their mother to no longer put our church before them and no longer treat them different than what I was treating the kids. What does that mean? When you start treating your kids and you up here talking to the church, and, oh, hey, Sister Watermelon, God bless you. And Sister Watermelon then talked about you behind your back, then dogged you out on every platform she can find, then dog you out with everybody named mama, and you still being nice, but you go home talking crazy to these kids or talking crazy to them at church in front of people. And I had to stop. I made that mistake and I had to stop. I know for me, but I know that that moment was the transition of we got to change.
Right.
We can't, and I'm going to say this, and this may be too much information, but one of my babies, Brother Devin, while we're going to different people's houses and showing up at that, this is so unscripted. I was not expecting, but I think this needs to be heard, be known that while we're going to all these people's houses, my baby starts her cycle at a whole member's house. And it's like, and we didn't even leave, bruh. We got her what she needed, but we didn't leave. Too busy entertaining the people when at the end of the day.
Our brand represented neglecting our children.
Come on, man. But that, and I had to apologize about that. I had to apologize. I'm that parent. I'm going to apologize.
I want to say this because watch this here, right?
Man.
If we thought that our brand will eventually benefit our kids, we taught our brand to neglect our kids.
Yeah.
So if we ever got to a point to where we wanted to include our kids, we told everything around our brand to ignore them. No different than me. When I disrespected you, I was building a brand and I wasn't respecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what the brand did? Disrespected my wife.
Yep.
And so I think about that woman out there who's saying, you know, I think about two different people. I think about
I feel like we talked about this before. Have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Have we, Devin? I don't think so either. Okay.
I think about that single woman out there, right? Who's saying that, and I want you to look at the brand as another person.
Yes, another identity.
Another. So it's like an invisible mate, woman or man that you are in relationship with.
Come on.
That brand get jealous. That brand got expectations.
Facts.
Because watch this here. Our pictures and I follow you. Probably think that nigga crazy.
What?
Follow me.
What you finna say?
No, I'm just saying. What I'm talking about. That brand got. Brand got personality. That brand got expectations.
Okay.
That brand get jealous. If you got a single woman, and she say, you know what, I'm gonna wait until I have kids after I build my brand. I'm gonna wait to get married after I build my brand. I'm gonna build friends. I'm gonna get a social life after I build my brand. And you build this brand up like a baby. You raise it up, just you and this brand. And then you finally get this brand going and it's operating, it's fully functioning, and you think you're gonna get married now. When you bring your husband in, you won't have room for him.
Oh,
because this brand wasn't built with a two-person identity with it. It wasn't, you try to have children. The brand is so busy, it's like a sponge. It expands in your whole life.
Is that why you think so many separations happen?
Oh, yes.
Is because that person built this brand and that person is not allowing the other person
And they don't know
to adapt to the brand. Yeah.
They don't know it. It's almost like the people who get married and need a prenup. You listen, I'm gonna marry you, but you only fit in this world because this world is already taken over
built
by what this is my identity. And you realize it's like a cancer that is taking over your body, that you don't realize that you have an unhealthy relationship with this, whether it's a pastor in a church, you got an unhealthy relationship with the church. Whether it's a woman in business, you got an unhealthy relationship with the business. And you're trying to have this social life where your business keep interrupting. You don't know why everybody get mad at you because they can't get comfortable because you never can relax because you built something that was only meant for you. And you put so much into it and it's going to die without you.
Chill it,
bang, brand can stand without you.
Yes, sir.
I'm preaching.
Preach,
Devin.
sir.
I'm preaching,
Look, I
Devin.
feel like I was in church. Come on here. Preach.
A good brand can walk without you.
Yes.
A good brand
Can talk without you. Yeah.
A good brand, you can be in a room with a brand and y'all look like two different things.
Two different
I
people.
walk in a room and Harden Enterprise there, but I don't look like Harden Enterprise.
Yeah.
I walk in a room New Destiny, but I don't look like New Destiny. I walk in a room like SJCOC, but I don't look like SJCOC. Why? Because I built them to stand alone.
What?
Other people can operate it because it's not a part of me. It come from me.
Yeah.
It come from me.
Oh, I almost hollered.
And if it come from me, I needed to stand by itself because I did not give birth to a dysfunctional baby.
Right.
I didn't give birth to a handicapped baby. So I got to push it around in a wheelchair, and I got to be the one to culture it and nurture it.
And I got to be the one to take care of it. And I got to be the one to show up for it. I got to be one to be in the room. Now, there's nothing like one thing we always say and we got from our coach is that we don't mind going in the room hugging and kissing babies. That's cool. We can go in to be a network to hug and kiss babies. That's just showing up. But you almost wouldn't even know who we were unless you know who we are. I never forget this. We were in a room one day. And remember, our checks were signed through Harden Enterprise through a disaster restoration company.
That's funny. Yeah. So when she's talking about I went to a meeting.
I was telling the story though. But you just took over.
I was there. I was there.
I don't care. I started. No, go ahead. Tell it though.
I went to the room.
Yeah.
I looked like my brand.
No, you didn't.
And I had everybody confused. I walked in the room and I had on I intentionally Harden Enterprise is Harden Enterprise, but I intentionally went there trying to rock HE Disaster Restoration because HE Disaster Restoration looked like what we were doing. And so I caught myself walking there and everybody looked at me funny. And I'm looking good.
Yeah.
This white shirt looked good. This big old HE Disaster Restoration shirt looks good. I'm walking around, but everyone looked at me like I don't belong there. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I got invited. I got a private invitation. Right. And the owner of the business, a major corporation, Devin, this lady owns a business that's probably making multi-million dollars, probably
billionaire.
And she looks at me and she says, so who are you? I said, I'm Clyde Harden. Clyde Harden. Yeah, we with Harden Enterprise. She said, she stopped me before I can even explain this. Oh, Harden Enterprise.
Yeah.
I've written checks to you. She said, I didn't know who you was. I didn't recognize that because I didn't look like the brand that I was
Come on. But that's how it happened. It should happen like that.
She didn't know me.
She didn't know Clyde Harden. She didn't know. She knew Harden Enterprise. Go ahead, because you over here about to have a fit. Go on, husband.
If you got to be in the room every time to receive the accolades for your business, you're not building a brand, you're building an imposter. Because really you want to credit, you don't want your business to credit, but you use the business to get credit.
Yep. Basically, you literally, and I think that's the thing that people do is that, and we had a meeting with one of our employees today. We did an assessment with one of our employees, and so one of the things that they told us was that, you know, it's one of those when you're building something, you're building this brand, you got to be willing to not want accolades. You got to be willing to be selfless as a business owner. If you make it all about you.
And it goes back to what, Devin, you didn't see it going this way, did you, Devin?
I didn't either. Shucking. I'm sitting up here like, how we go from that crying?
It goes back to this, right? Because everything we always said, whatever you do must be bigger than you.
Yes.
Must be bigger than you. So if I'm doing a business, if I'm the biggest, the business make me bigger than it.
Yeah.
I use the business, I use the church, I use the brand to lift me up.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it for me. That never lasts. But if you say, no, I'm doing this for bigger than me, right? I'm building, I wish I can get the, matter of fact, where is that? Devin, do me a favor. Go in that room right there if you can. It's a poster board that's leaning against the wall that we made on there. And it's so important that I show this poster board. But when you're doing a business, you always gotta have a bigger cause. And so whether it's Harden Enterprise, whether it's New Destiny, whatever it is, we have a vision. And so this is HE Disaster Restoration. I don't know if you can see this, but this is HE Disaster Restoration core values. And you can go into zoom in a little bit. This is core values. And we got a little glare. Come on in just a little bit more, and we'll come back out. The core values. And if you look on there, I'm trying to read it backwards. It has quality.
I got you. See, use somebody. You use your help.
Go ahead and read it for me.
Yeah, you got quality, efficiency, teamwork, customer focus, integrity, employee well-being.
Look at that. Read that. Employee real building. What it say?
Employee well-being is prioritizing employee wellness, ensuring a balanced, healthy work environment.
And then what's the one about teamwork?
Teamwork is collaboration and mutual support are keys to success with both our team and subcontractors.
So one thing about us, we so big, and if you look at the bottom, our vision. What's our vision?
What a vision it. Oh, our vision to be the leading disaster restoration company in the Houston area, known for our efficient, thorough, and compassionate services. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's okay.
We leverage technology to maximize efficiency and occurrency, restoring homes and lives to their pre-loss condition.
Our whole goal is always bigger than us. And one thing about us, I can leave it right there. One thing about us, we try our best. I'm gonna put this
Yeah,
big old
put it up
sign down.
behind
I'm
you.
gonna give it to
Oh,
D. So one thing about it, everything we do. So one thing about it, everything we do is bigger than us. You know, we care about our team. We care about the contractors. We care about the customers. We care about everyone else. So that if we're making sure that the thing is bigger than us, that means our job is to make this business bigger than us.
mhm.
If you make the business bigger than us and making sure it gets the glory, make sure it gets the rightful things that it needs at the cost of us, sometimes we realize we can't feed it.
Mm. Wait, what you mean?
So if your child only drinks on your breast, your child will become malnutrition the older that it gets.
Right.
So you got to get to the point to realize I can't be the one to feed my child.
The whole, yeah.
I got to teach my child to feed itself. And then I got to teach my child to go find someone else that can feed you what I can't feed you.
Right.
Because I don't want you to grow at the cost of growing me.
Right.
I want you to grow at the cost of growing you without me. I want you to get bigger than me.
Right.
I want my business to get bigger than me. So sometimes in business, you got to get business. When I've taken it so far, man, there's so much I don't want to.
No.
Can I say this? I want to take so long, but I want to say this.
Okay.
I never forget with SJCOC.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in a room and we grew SJCOC. We grew it big.
Now.
There's 2 moments SJCOC changed my life. Well, we were sitting there, Devin, and we were.
And just for those that's listening, SJCLC is we have a church that's a nonprofit, but we also have a nonprofit organization that we partner with our city in to do. But yeah, we give away things and all that great stuff. But go ahead.
So I want you to understand that you got to recognize when it's not about you. And we never ever grew SJCLC to make us look bigger. We never did. And when you do that, you're always on all the pictures. You're always on all the posts. You want to be seen. That means you're using this business to blow you up, and everyone else is getting basically they're losing at your cost. They're losing at your victory. And people don't want to help people, things like that, because it's all about you. But anyways, I never forget. I was sitting in a room one day. We had just did probably our 4th year in the Thanksgiving community feast. We started off feeding maybe 20 families. And to this year, I think we had 1,000 people. And in the middle of the event, I started crying, broke down crying. No, I wasn't crying that day. I cried another time. I cried when nobody came that one year. But I said, no, God.
No, that was the year you cried. You didn't cry with you had a dream that no one was coming. That
Yeah.
it was like 500 people,
Yeah.
but you had a dream of that happening. You had it by y'all. You had a dream of that happening. But that one
this
year
year-
you left the whole
Yeah.
room. It was packed.
Yeah.
It was the biggest event that we had ever done, and you went out of the door to the road, and you just was. I didn't know what was going on. You were just crying.
And she came back to me. She asked me, but what happened? I say, I just got the feeling that this thing got bigger than me. I got to put my baby up for adoption.
Yeah, I remember that.
If I was only caring about me, I would have tried to figure out how I can make me bigger, how to make me bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew then, I didn't even know what I was saying, but I knew then I needed help. God gave me intuition. I think every mother know it's time for me to let my baby go. I'm holding my baby back.
Yes.
Every daddy know I need to let my baby go. I'm holding my baby back. Every business owner know I need to get some help in this business.
Mm-hmm.
Every pastor know I need some help in this church. It's killing me. You know when the baby is sucking on the life out of you
Mm-hmm.
because it's really too big to be eaten off of you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that day I said, man, I gotta put my baby for adoption. And that very next year we incorporated San City County Outreach Committee. We put together a board.
Mm-hmm.
and we put in Caucasians, we
Mm-hmm.
put in males, we put in females,
Mm-hmm.
and we sit back and we were the presidents of it. But we knew that we had to get the support of people, ideas,
Mm-hmm.
visions, because people only support what they got voice in.
That part today,
If they ain't got voice in it,
they
and
not
listen,
gonna support
it
it.
was foreign to us because who you are to tell us we ain't doing this right, and we ain't
Right.
doing this right, and we didn't do this. But we had to put
Right.
ourselves back
Mm-hmm.
because if we built the brand,
Yeah,
just be us,
I remember.
we would have been feeding everybody them turkeys.
Yes, we would have.
And we done this. We didn't buy turkeys no more.
Nope.
Listen, we didn't buy canned goods no
Come
more.
on, glory.
Listen, we didn't. Listen, I used to fry every turkey. Listen, I didn't fry turkeys no more.
Mm-mm.
Now people came with ideas, with resources, with vision. The smaller we got, the bigger
Bigger
the
the
organization got.
organization. Yes.
And then I got to tell
Come
you
on,
one more
man.
story. So I'm sitting in another room again, another year with SJCLC, and this is our baby. We raised this baby, Devin, like mamas raise sons and daughters. And the woman told me, she says, now if you want to get SJCLC bigger, you got to get off the board and give it to someone else.
Yeesh. Now, I wasn't comfortable with that. Listen, I wasn't ready. I didn't know. I did what a mother would do. Devin, I didn't want to give
Get
up
out
my
my
baby.
house.
I don't want to give up my baby. I'm like, no, we built this. It's been, what, 14 years at the time? Probably 13 years at the time.
Yep.
No, it was like, anyway, it was
Long
around that time. But it was like, with this baby 13 years old, we cannot let this baby go yet. It's not fully developed. It's not ready. And when the lady told us that, it was like, you have to. If not, it'll be a conflict of interest of what you guys are trying to build. And I thank God, the power of letting go. We had to have the power of letting go, Brother Devin. When we said, okay, both of us, we had to come on agreement. That's what you're building together. We had to come on agreement. I finally, kicking and screaming, let go. And when we let go, now that organization is the long-term recovery of our city.
Yes.
Brother Devin, like that's power. And if you don't know what that is, that means stuff happen.
Yeah.
And stuff shake and give job opportunities and other things and grants and all of that, resources to the community that we're not a part of anymore, but we can also collaborate with them because of what we do in business.
And one thing we couldn't do, right? So Kiana moved out last year.
Mm-hmm.
She still need mama.
Yeah.
She still need daddy.
Facts.
So we couldn't just drop it. I said, no, we're not nowhere close to this. Don't ask us nothing. We didn't build it. Now it's time to move on.
Yeah, no.
We're still parents.
Yep.
Even though it has a different president, even though it has different, people, we're just advisors.
Mm-hmm.
We had to be willing to step back, watch it grow, and see the inadequacies of it and step in when needed.
Yeah, so good.
Kiana, the brand is still bigger than us, but we nurturing it to stand by itself.
Yeah.
You let the baby walk, okay, baby, let go. But you make sure it's not around no sharp objects. Make sure it's not around a staircase. I'm going to let you walk in a controlled environment on your own. So I'm not going to control you, but I'm going to control your environment.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you stop controlling the environment because now you know handle the environment. But I'm going to also make sure I have a little bit more access to you when you need me.
Yeah.
So as so are we talking about building a brand or what?
No, I feel like it's still building a brand. It goes back to knowing how to build a brand, but not be so indulged in this brand, so in depth. Like you're losing because you're so focused and so, we may talk about this online. Brother Dave, let me tell you how we work. Because we have multiple organizations, right? So we got to move different. So if we at church, we at church.
Yep.
And we are the pastors, and I'm first lady or whatever they call me, pastor T, lady, whatever, bishop, pastor, whatever they call us. But when we leave here, we are Tonya and Clyde.
But we wasn't always like that?
We wasn't always, no, we wasn't. That's what I'm saying. You had to get there. Yeah. You literally have to get to that point because that's what, in the beginning, we were worse. But when we learn how to move in the room that we're in that room, Lions Den, Sundays, we in that room and we know how to get up out of that room. We do our assignment. We show up for the assignment. And when the lights go off, we're back to life. Back to reality. Let me stop.
Listen, but the crazy thing is, right, it's a bad example, but it's so true, right? It's almost like an actor who goes on that set playing we thought Heathcliff was married to Claire.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going home. When I found out she was married to Marvin Shard, I was broken. I'm like, hold up. What you doing with Bill Cosby's wife? I'm serious. I'll never forget. I'm still shook behind that, man. But why? They did their role so well
Yeah.
when they were there.
Yeah. Oh, husband. I'm sorry, I just caught on. That is so good.
And listen, I did me, but this is me here.
Yeah.
This ain't my life. This is what I do.
Yeah.
But this ain't
And
who I am.
Period.
The problem when your brand get in the way of your relationship is what you do and who you are at the same time.
That part.
You know, at the end of the day, passion is what I do. It ain't who I am. When lights turn off, lights, camera, action is over.
Yeah.
Now I'm back in my life.
Right.
And what I am, I'm a husband.
Right.
I'm a father. And when pastoralship get in the way of a husband and a father, what I'm doing, I'm operating out of the realm of my responsibility in that role.
Yeah.
Now, what you're really doing is making me your husband. What
Yeah.
you're doing is making me your wife. What you're making me your father. And I'm not none of those.
Right.
Because watch, with this here, pastor, I can turn the lights off.
Yeah.
But being your father, I can't.
Yeah, it's a difference.
That's why I can't be everybody's spiritual father.
Yes. Totally agree.
Because there's a responsibility when the spiritual father, when the lights go off, if I'm your spiritual father, if you call, the lights got to come back on.
Yeah.
And the lights got to come home in the middle of the night. Now, if I'm the spiritual father, everybody in church.
Can't do it. That's impossible. And I think you learn that as you go, but it goes back to, it becomes dangerous. I remember being that. I was the spiritual mother to everybody. Whoever called me spiritual mom, your spiritual mama sugar. Baby, I had to get old Devin.
Like
when I say
with the puppets hanging on tits.
it was just, oh my God. But that's dangerous. It became a danger zone. And I had to realize, that's not, you almost got to rock out with me for a whole bunch of years before, like Lady Woodard. I literally did not call Lady Woodard my spiritual mother until about 16, when we were in church. So I had already been with her for years, and now we're in church, and it's like now, and she didn't call me spiritual daughter until about 17 years. Brother Devin, about 7, like, are you gonna stick here, girl? But literally, I feel like I'm her baby now. I'm one of her babies. But you just literally, you gotta learn that we have to learn that we don't want to get to a point to where we're building. Listen, first of all, you can't take none of this stuff with you anyway. You can't take it with you. So why not allow yourself to build a brand that will leave a legacy that continue on without you if you're not here?
This is my question to anybody who's building a brand, whether it's church, nonprofit, ministry, whatever it is. Your brand, what lingers in the room after you leave. I want you to know that. Your brand is what lingers in the room. After you leave the room, what people is talking about what you do. That's your brand. You know, if you're a pastor that talk mean to people, when you leave, they smile in your face when you leave, they talking about you. Whatever lingers in your room, if they say, man, I'm impressed with that person, that whatever lingers in the room is your brand. So I'll ask you this question. Whatever you're doing now, if you're building this brand, ask yourself 3 questions. Can I travel and still do this? Can I be happily married and still do this? I'm asking yourself 4 questions. Can I travel and still do this? Can I be happily married and still do this? Can I raise a family and still do this? Can I have a social life with friends and still do this? If right now, you know for a fact you can't be happy married, it's affecting your marriage. If right now, if it's affecting your children, your relationship with your children, or it's stopping you from having kids, if it's stopping you from travel, I can't travel right now because I'm too busy building. And I can't have a social life because I'm too busy building. Once you get through growing it full grown, you still won't be able to do none of those things. I'm sorry. You told your brand, don't expect me to be happy. Don't expect me to raise kids. Because everyone around you, when they come to buy from you, they expect you to be there all the time. We can't send emails after 8 o'clock at night. Even though I'm sitting there, Devin, typing the whole email, it has a send delay for in the morning, 8 o'clock. Because I don't want people to think my brand means I work all night.
Yeah.
Because I want, even though I may, you don't get a chance to choose. Because why? If I call you after 8, guess what I just told you? You can call me after 8.
That'll be a no.
If I call you while you eating dinner, guess what? I told you can call me while I'm eating dinner. Whatever you build, your brand gonna expect It's why I say your brand get jealous. Your brand have emotional connections to you because, listen, everyone who's married to your brand is married to you. And regardless however it is, they are the other person, whether the other man or the woman. And watch this here. You tell them how to respect you. And if they disrespect you because you told them to, you told them they can because why? You disrespected them. So you got to ask yourself, if I can't do none of these things while I'm building it, once it's full grown, I sure can't do it. Ask any mama who spoiled their child and told their child that they can be here, whatever, and they can be my what I'm saying, not what's the person, significant other. And as soon as she try to get another relationship, that son get jealous. Who he think he is? Because you told your son that he was more important than you than anyone else. You have to tell yourself right now, in the early stages of your building, if I can't be married right now because I'm building my brand, if I can't have children right now while I'm building my brand, if I can't have a social life, I can't travel, you need to stop right now and start making some adjustments. You got to realize that I'm bigger than this. My brand stands by itself. I stand by itself. And if one day you want to make sure that you can travel and still have a business, if you want to make sure you can have a happy marriage still, you better teach it right now how to respect your marriage. Teach it right now that my children time is separate than my work time. Teach it right now that when I step away, guess what? I need you to leave me alone and give me a break. Teach it right now that I got friends. Whatever you build, it needs to be able to balance you, not throw you off balance. That makes sense?
That makes sense. What he said. Exactly what he said. I would say this, even while we were building, I saw a picture the other day, Brother Devin, we were in our apartment and we downsized. And there's a picture. I can't wait. I want to post it one day, like where it all
That's a
began.
good time to start this month because that's six years ago. That was April.
Yeah, we were sitting down and we
16,
were
6
we were
years ago.
building the brand, but we would create time slots of when we build. Because when you're building something new, of course, you're going to feel like you got to put it in. But we create time slot to where we were with the brand building it for so many hours. Then we spend time with the kids, go walking, step away from it, come back, build. The girls asleep, we're building. You got to create a balance.
You have to.
It's not such thing as what is balance. Balance is creating it.
Yeah.
And when you create balance, you can build the brand to where you're not losing out on your family and you're not losing out on friendships or whoever. Because you need a community at the end of the day, when you get down and out, you need that community to be there for you when you cannot be there for yourself. So I think that's very, very important. Husband, this was good.
It was. Time went by so fast. I'm like, whoa, what time went?
Really? Yeah, this was a good one though. I'm like, we did it. Brother Devin, thank you. Thank you for
be our producer. He gonna
have to produce all our topics. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Help, because when he give us the topic, it's like right before we go live. Like, here's the topic, go.
Yeah.
It's really unscripted. I really like that.
Yeah.
But I will say this one was good because it made me go down memory lane a little bit of how we did do that. We built the brand. I didn't think about it with the church until you said it.
You got to tear it apart.
We built the brand. We had to Devin, I don't know if you remember, we walked in and changed the logo, changed the whole setting of the ambiance of our church. We had to change everything. And I believe from there, our church has been, shout out to New Destiny Church. I'm about to cry again, Jesus. Shout out to New Destiny Church, man, whether we're watching the development of growth. And it don't have to be, it ain't even about how many buses in the seat. It's whosoever will, let them come. And as they're coming, we're watching them grow. And even other people that are visit, they're watching us grow. We're growing together. It's just so healthy. And I love it.
When we changed the logos, we changed the look, and we changed our approach. We changed how we expect people ministry. Guess what we called it? Guess what we did?
What?
Rebranded.
Yeah, it was rebranded.
We changed who we were from the inside all the way out. Not just a new look, but also
from the inside out.
We call ourselves the new.
And you know what we did? We did a whole new orientation over everyone in the church. You remember that, Brother Devin? We did a whole new orientation. 9 weeks, brother. Say, now he remember them 9 weeks. 9 weeks of redefining who we are.
Because of the new destiny.
Of the newness of what we experienced. Because that was a hit. Yeah. But at the same time, it was growing. It was so important.
And we knew it was of God because right when we was doing all that, someone stole our logo.
Yeah, they stole our logos. And if you watching us,
You stole. You know you took it.
You know
But
you took
I
it.
went to go hijack it back.
And the guy that designed it, shout out to Lewis,
We about to roll
that designed it, Lewis was about to roll up on him. He was like, you took out, I designed that. Like, that wasn't off of no, you took what we had and literally they had placed it in the back of their church.
Just like
You know who you are.
And God told me, he said, just like I let that man steal that car from you because that wasn't who you were no more, it's the same way I let that guy steal that logo from you. So because it wasn't who you were no more.
Yeah.
He said, let him have it. I let him take it from you. Rebuild
Yep, I remember that.
and represent yourself.
And it was
That's
the best thing that
Best
we
thing.
ever done for our ministry, for the people. God sent us fresh people, new people. And it was just the best thing that he could have done.
We rebranded the church. We rebranded SJCOC.
Yeah.
We're going to have to I'm gonna say we rebranded Hardens Enterprise.
Don't talk about it.
We gave it we gave it to HE Disaster Restoration.
Yeah.
You know, so we got a new approach. You know, but then if you're gonna rebrand, make sure it's bigger than just a logo.
Yeah.
Don't change it for looks.
And it's bigger than you wearing the look. It's crazy you have on your HE shirt today. It should be way bigger than that. And I started to wear mine. I left it at the house. I'm so for real.
Wow.
But I believe it's bigger than that. And I think when you learn that family is important, keep building. Don't stop building, but create spaces where you're building if you're building new. If you've already built and you already got it together, I would tell you, make sure while you're building this dream that you have a team of people that you value and you put what they're worth and what they're doing to be able to be a part of what you're doing as well. When you have people that are part of your team, I promise you, God will meet the need of whatever you need as a business owner to do what you're doing as a ministry. As my spiritual mother would say, Lady Garwood, shout out, I love you if you watch, is she would say, baby, whatever you need is in the house. God will send you what you need. It's all about building a dream, but also having a team. You don't want to look up, you built it, and nobody's there to help you maintain it. You got to be willing to maintain it. So that's what I would tell anyone. The way that we do stuff, yes, we made a lot of mistakes along the way. We're going to make some more, but it's okay. You learn from those mistakes, you get up, and you try again. We don't mind failing forward. I pray that this whole podcast has helped you. It helped me. It was like a freedom therapy for me just to go back and look. So whatever you do, keep building, but don't forget while you're building that it can become dangerous when you allow it to overshadow your children, your family, whoever.
And I say this, the last thing I say is that I'm kind of reluctant to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways.
No, Lord.
If every time someone sees your brand, they see you competing with the brand in you to where you are becoming the brand. And that may be okay, right? Especially for public speakers, for, a lot of things that you do, right? But a lot of times it's not. But I would tell you, even if you're building yourself as the brand, you are the business, you are the brand, eventually figure out how you can step away from it and trust people to do what you do.
Mm.
If you don't, you building something you can't leave. But I challenge any pastor. This is very important for pastors. Very important for nonprofit organizations. Very important for business owners who are running a business, not just a one-person brand. Don't put your face on everything.
Mm.
Because if you put your face on everything and you build you with the brand, people are not coming to see your brand, they're coming to see you.
Yeah.
And the moment you can't separate yourself from the brand is the moment you're the goal and not the thing that you're trying to build.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself and realize I need to take a step back. Slowly start putting people in front of you. Slowly start empowering people to lead without you. And it's something you've been in. Listen, you didn't know no better. I didn't know no better. My wife didn't know any better. Now you'll rarely see a picture of us on anything because we want to build the ministry. We want to build the cause. We want to build the mission, the vision. We don't want to build us. We want it to grow bigger than us so it can finance us and our whole entire family.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, watch this here. This is good. I'm going to stop. If I only make it big as me, it can only finance me in business. If I make it bigger than me, it can finance my whole family. If I make it bigger than us, it can finance us and other families. So if you're only growing it to fit you, that's as far as it's going to go. When you die, it's going to die too. That's it.
That's facts. I love it.
We're done there.
Hey, if you don't remember anything else, remember. Oh, I thought you was going to end it. I was waiting for you to. Hey, help me out.
We still, I thought we was done already.
Oh, stay blessed. And all that you do, be breezy.
All right, be blessed.